Number one, it is on between Katie Simmers and Caroline Marks, our defending world champ, coming against the number one seed, Katie Simmers. Couldn't be set any better, Flick. Rosie, got any early predictions on this one?
Oh man, just put me right on the spot. Let's just watch this opening exchange, Cup, and then we'll get to it.
It's going to be Caroline on the backhand. Sub-driver 3.0 under her feet from Mayhem. Looking smooth there. Copy of her world title winning board from last year. Couple of snappy turns and a nice opening, Rosie, for Caroline Marks. Let's take a look here at the replay.
Yeah, you can see Katie really forcing that issue for Caroline to pull the trigger. Beautiful first turn, really critical. I love how she's just always coming from behind. This turn here, actually third turn, she actually got pushed out in front. Finishes there, and to your point, Rosie, yes, she could have given it a little bit more. And then behind her, Katie.
Just such a beautiful superstar. First look at world number one at the moment. Looks like she's got a little bit more length in her surfboards, and that rail line is fitting so well into these maneuvers. That was unbelievable.
Katie Simmers absolutely smashed it out of the park. You can't deny it. 3 wins, and here she goes, looking at this wave.
Under priority, Simmers takes this one. Glassy wall in front of her. Nice carve there to open up. Straight to the lip glide. One more time, quick feet for Simmers, and she punches out. Nice backup. Take another look at it. Here's the backup for Katie Simmers. 4.83 for this one, Flick.
Yeah, you could already see comparisons with Caroline's. This wave's very clean. She gets to work really fast. Board's looking good under her feet. 4.83 here, so look, she's got a backup, but like you said, Rosie, I think I've got to agree with that. I don't think these two waves are going to count in the end. Caroline's looking for a different wave potentially to what Katie is, being on the back end, and here she goes.
Caroline. Deep bottom turn, top turn combo. This wave goes a little sleepy though, and I saw you wince, Rosie. What do you think about that wave selection?
And here we go, Katie.
Katie, wave number 3. Looking down the line, drops to the bottom, loads up, punches that lip, releases the fins, goes down. First error that we've seen from Katie Simmers. And here comes Marks. Punches through the whitewater on that takeoff. And it's a little bit of a sleepy shoulder on that one, and she reacts, kicking out and handed over priority to Katie Simmers. Now with heat control, Simmers with the lead, as well as just has taken priority, Flick. You can check out In Plain Sight at redbull.tv for more on Katie Simmers. Katie up and riding on the lowers left. And unfortunately grabs that rail, gets caught, was on her way to better her scoreline, hands over priority to Caroline Marks' Kaipo girl.
So, I mean, we've seen a couple missteps on the left. Let's watch Caroline, important wave.
Caroline finds a right. Cuts it a little short there, and again, the right's just filling up with water and going real tapered, Flick. But Caroline, she likes what she's seeing here. This right with a lot more wall than she's had. Loads up, late to that one, and just another glitch for Caroline Marks.
Let's see, this might be that opportunity Katie's looking for.
Yeah, I thought she put herself in a good position. One more chance here, one more swing. Katie Simmers, long wall. Speed line so far, slashes, a down carve, snap combo. More opportunity down the line, just keeping it clean on the rails of the Bourse. Looking for a finish. Nice snap to finish all the way down the line.
When we slow this down and you actually look at it, the length, she holds the rail line so well. It takes a long time for her to get that first maneuver going, but the setup for that next maneuver adds that little bit of emphasis. Again, she's surfing the wave up to what it's offering her. And definitely my favorite part of this wave is this end section maneuver. And that's going to leave a good memory for the judges. I don't know how much higher of the 483 it's going to look. Like, take her.
But I like the exercise when I watch this again in patience. And this down carve to a faded bottom turn combo, that's just great surfing.
It is. You know what? It's so refreshing not to see any borbling between that bottom turn all the way, smooth transition straight up into that next turn. For me, the points are all coming from that first two the two-turn combo at the beginning, right? The smooth transition between those.
She's definitely been someone for me this season that's been able to impress in pressure moments.
This is the pressure moment here for the Goofy Foot. Beautiful first turn. Beautiful second turn. Putting this one together. Showing a little patience here, hoping for an oncoming section to close this thing out. The rhythm section on the inside stings it for the finish. Gators are out.
Was a bit more lateral. This was a bit more vertical. Let's have a look. So she streaks down the line here, sees that this wave, this is a better one. It's stretched out. Better wave selection, straight up into the lip, holds that line, goes straight up into that second turn. I just compare those first two maneuvers to Katie's. Katie's was beautiful and seamless, a little bit more or out in the face, whereas Caroline, a little bit more critical. And obviously, critical nature stayed throughout from start to finish. I really enjoyed it.
The word that comes to mind for me is radical. Like just radical surfing in the pocket, keeping it crisp and tight. And it's so hard to do that. Like, you're getting pushed out by the lows, right? Like, it wants you to get out on the open face. And Caroline stayed so tight in those two transitions on the major maneuvers on the outside. How is this going to compare to the high mark of the heat, the 8.5? Like, this is, to me, those first two maneuvers out the back were the best of the heat so far.
I agree. I feel that those two maneuvers out the back.
She needs a 6.83. Puts herself deep on the peak here. Long wall. Simmers finds a glassy one. Beautiful carve on the forehand. Right back up in the lip for a second carve. Cuts it short there, looking down the line. Lip glide. More projection down the line. And a snappy finish. Talk about responding under pressure. A minute on the clock. I want to see the replay. Here's her IC replay, starting with Katie Rosie.
So Katie takes off on this wave, and in her mind, she needs the 6.83. She goes to town on this wave. The only thing, she gets a little hiccup there in the middle, smashes it off the top. So this, in my mind, she's got that score. She's taken the lead from Caroline. She gets off this wave.
Everyone, just get ready. Caroline's up and running.
And the train hoots for Caroline Marks as she takes off. There's the real hooter, and she is hanging it up there on the backhand numerous times. Talk about an answer back. Oh. Talk about an exchange. Talk about some snappy backhand surfing. Caroline, relentless down the line. And that was an answer back just when she got put in the corner. Caroline Marks.
Are you kidding me?
8 seconds remaining to catch that wave.
That was amazing. So she's surfing for a 6.83. Caroline knows I've got to go really big, and she does, right? Just straight up into the lip again. I feel like this is better surfing than what we've seen from Caroline on her previous wave. I feel like this score has to go bigger. And she maintained that intensity throughout this whole entire wave. She wasn't done yet. I mean, there was a lot of work done on the inside here. So waiting for these scores to drop, and wow, such exciting times.
Wow. Here comes the scores. She needs a 9.04. She's up on all three judges. She's going to get her number, and she's going to turn that match on the last wave. It's Caroline Marks up 1-0 against Katie Simmers in the title matches.
Whoa. I've got goosebumps.
Look at the numbers there. Look at the heat totals. Giant. What a heat.
A 1-0 lead, best out of 3, so John's one more heat win away of clinching a third world title. But we know Italo's preparing a game plan. He wants to go to a third and final heat decision. The third deciding matchup in the best out of 3 series. Look at this battle, no priority yet, and rolling in to start, controlling it is Caroline Marks. First turn, nice and smooth. Trails it in the pocket out in front for a carve. Another fading cut back. Wall still just opening up for a series of little fading cutties. Finding the lip a little bit. Nice form and shuts it down. As we take a look from the start flip.
Yeah, so coming from behind the section, she goes up into lip, and again, from behind the section, that has been her go-to out here. It's her strength on her backhand too. This wave gets a little bit slower through this inside. You can see she's just doing the dance, just playing with it here, biding her time. The wave sort of starts to steepen up here on this inside. Another little crack here. She gets the finish. Started off really strong. Probably not the finish she was looking for, but you can see it was critical for her to get that first opening wave over Katie. She was positioned deep, and this is going to feel good for her confidence. I mean, she's just rolling through confidence from the 9, straight into this opening wave of the heat.
Just so much flow too, like those 2-turn combo out the back, just in the critical section of the wave, getting the opening exchange over a competitor, like setting the scoreline for the rest of the heat. It just shows that you're in complete control and just adds the pressure to your competitor. I really like that second maneuver right there, just beautiful. And then the flow even through the middle section.
There's the support for Caroline, but now it's Caitlin's turn. Simmers on a fun, lowers right, punches the pocket quickly out in front for the wrapping turn. Now with some speed, she'll coast and lay that rail down and drill the rebound section. Big whip in the pocket, looking nice and loose. Slides out the fins on the wrap and does it again. Pops out the fins on demand. You're looking at one of the most freest surfers in the world, just expressing herself on her opening ride against Caroline Marks.
Let's have a look here. What did you think, Rosie?
I love this wave, this opening maneuver. You can tell that she just wants to get vicious with it, just absolutely dismantles that lip. And like we saw earlier, she wants to stay tight in that pocket. She does that first turn and then really gears up towards that section. Okay, one of the best roundhouse cutbacks I've seen all season.
Yeah.
I mean, no two-stager right there, and that's just all technique, setting up for that fin throw. Man, I mean, are we variety, flow, power, speed? Definitely not burning off any speed to anticipate a section. Like, she's going at it as fast and as hard as she can.
So creative in this approach. I love how she has stretched it out. A little bit of old school tribute right here.
Oh, look, the figure 8, the roundhouse cutty, that was like a second move in its own. I mean, you know, your average surfer's going surfing, you do a backhand re-entry like that, you're stoked. I mean, this was a roundhouse cutback.
Weren't we comparing her to Karen earlier? Like, just that style and composure and technique, and then straight into that maneuver.
9.17 for Caitlin Simmers. Big separation over Caroline's 6.17. Well deserved. So much variety, so much flow, spontaneity. At 18, ruling the world right now. More waves to come. Caroline looking for an answer. Nice chip to start in the pocket. She'll throw down the backhand float, nice and easy. Frames it in the pocket again. Throwing some water on the carve. Blasting it off the top as she'll chase down the pocket again. Quick whip through the white water, creates some space. And just hammering every single section, and finally slips off.
Like, she's such an enigma. You're like, you can't, it's, yeah.
Well, where's the contrast here, Rosie?
You know what, for me, Caroline did some really great maneuvers on this one. She read the wave incredibly well, but just didn't quite get critical. Like, she didn't get that same vertical approach that we used to. I mean, the linkage, everything is just amazing. I think these women are bringing out the best in each other in every wave they've had to answer back and up the level. Yeah, I mean, I can't really say.
Katie on the answer. Speed move off the top. She is flying into that section on the open face. Belts it in the pocket again. Throws a nice little wrapping cutback. Now the wall is opening up and just chips the finish and goes down.
Wow. Did Katie just drop back-to-back excellent scores?
As we go to the IC replay.
Look at her. She's fired up. You can see the energy. The feeling is there. Sets up this first turn. Plus beautiful, seamless, float-like transition there. Carves into that second one. and then just, she's weightless, right? It looks effortless. It's beautiful surfing, and I mean, yeah, let's talk about those feelings. They're good ones. They're really good feelings, Joe.
To me, the degree of difficulty comes in where you're not burning speed to attack a section. She's just going at it like full throttle. Every maneuver's different. Yeah, I'm like...
Caroline is not going to go, and it's going to be the Katie show again, just up and out. Paddling for this wave, Caroline goes to her front side to blast the first section. Nice clean trim off the top, but it's going to shut down. The combination will remain the same with 8 minutes to go. Katie forcing a third heat with a 9.2 and a 9.17. She can get out of the heat, take a break, talk to her coach, her family, her support crew, and basically half of Oceanside that made the trip up here today. Nice victory lap for Simmers. She'll still have a chance to be the youngest world champion in history. It's going to come down to a title match number 3 to decide the world champion in 2024. You kind of just thought he was going to be automatic, and went through all that adversity. Champions redefined when you keep getting back up. He didn't have to do this again, you know, and he came back even better. That was one of my favorite seasons in John's career. Takes the Duke Kahanamoku Champions Trophy. First wave. Looks like we won't have to worry about a restart. Wide open wall for Caitlin. Sweeping bottom turn, form down on the roundo. Finding her pace again. Just easy little punch outs in the whitewater on those wraps. Putting a lot into that open face hook, and just an easy, comfortable pace. Another clean wrapping cutback, just looking so casual. World number 1 steps off of the opener in title match number 3.
I don't think this wave's going to come into contention, but I love to see that Katie is just engaged. It was like a couple seconds off a restart. She takes this wave. She goes to the motions. I mean, these bigger waves sometimes at lows, they have that tendency to go a little bit flatter through that midsection. Also that first wave of the set. But nice to get a score on the board. Nice to see like where her head's at. She finishes on her feet. There's no like weird errors or anything.
It's interesting when you want to really finish with a big wall section. She did well here though, Flick.
Yeah, and like I said, it was the only big critical section, and she did, you know, there was risk there and she went for it. Unfortunately, it's just the kind of wave that she chose sort of let her down. She did great surfing. It was paced. But yeah, probably lacking the finish, that exclamation mark.
Priority with Caroline Marks. Setting up her back end. Connects well. Nice pace to roll out of the first turn. Just another setup turn. Little down carve. Forcing her to stay a bit horizontal. Now a more aggressive attack. The wall opens up on the inside track. And now winding up for the finish. Good timing.
I think both of these women are going to go, you know, touch that excellent range. Like Caroline, just an extra little bit of oomph on that tail as she releases it there. Unfortunately, the wave gets a little bit slopey right here through the midsection. But Caroline just pedaled to the metal the whole way. I really, really loved this finish from her. I was like wondering what she was going to get on this inside section.
Some spicy turns at the end section. Caitlin already with an answer. Snapping through a chunky section, and Caitlin's body language looks like she's feeling it. What happened out the back from Caitlin Simmers, Flick?
Oh, I mean, it looks like she's found her flow. She's got confidence from that first wave. It's evident to me. I mean, she gets the fins out here, and I think again on this last turn, yeah, To me, she's clicked into gear. She's clicked up one notch.
Holding that record for a very long time, and we will close this one out with 5 seconds to go. Katie Simmers, your little weapon. She's taken the 2024 world title, and now the youngest ever world champion. Couple of friendly splashes there from the two. Katie Simmers, world champ, is with the Waz.
How pumped are you? Katie, you want to jump on? You want to jump on the board for us, and so we can have a couple of minutes. It's official. You're the youngest world champ that we've had out here on the women's side. I think on the men's side too. I mean, this is amazing. You got to be feeling amazing. You are 2024 WSL champion.
Thanks. I seriously don't. I have nothing to say. Just a little bit of, just got a little bit of juju.
Well, you ripped the heck out of the waves out here. I mean, you got to be proud of yourself. It's got to mean something.
It means so much. I literally was going through every single emotion today, and it just feels fucking crazy. Honestly, I can't believe it. I literally have no words. I've just been like this today a million times, and cried. I literally went and cried in the locker room for 30 minutes until on my first heat, and I didn't want freaking Caroline to have it all because that freaking girl wins everything, and she's the hardest person to compete against, and she literally never falls, and so I was this is not going to be a walkthrough, but I don't know. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations. I just want to say it's been 40 years since we've had, since Kim Merrick has won a title from California, so thanks for bringing it back to California.
Yeah, thank you. I was feeling so much love today from everyone, and it's just good that I can bring go in and all my friends are gonna be there, and I don't know, I'm just really happy.
All right, let's hear it for you guys. Congratulations, you're 2024 WSL champion, Mrs. Simmers. Oh, what a moment.
Congratulations to Katie Simmers, our 2024 world champion and the youngest world champion in the history of surfing. Katie Simmers doing it just 2 years on the championship tour, and she made fast work of it in 2024. 3 CT victories and now a world title for Katie Simmers.
So incredible. I mean, she's broken records today. I mean, the highest heat total so far on the women's side at finals, and now to be the youngest ever world champion, 40 years since the last Californian female to win. I mean, it's incredible. And I mean, she's like, I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's actually interesting to hear the insight where she said, I went into the locker room and I cried, because we don't see that from her, right? And she doesn't show that much emotion, but she is that competitive beast. There's no doubt about it. To make it to #1 in the world, to win a world title, you have to be super competitive, and she is.
Yeah, and just prodigious talent, right? I mean, I think this is a surfer that qualified for the championship tour at a very young age, declined going on the championship tour, came back, qualified again, came on the championship tour, had 2 wins in her rookie season on the CT at the highest level. This year, her 2nd year. And Caroline Marks, though, Flick, what a great year for Caroline, our Olympic gold medalist.
She can hold her head high. I mean, Olympic gold medalist, what an incredible year. And incredible year from a world title to an Olympic gold, and the performances she's put in today, it's nothing short of amazing. And she's still so young, both these women so young. This is the first of many battles, I feel, for world titles, for CT event wins. this is only the beginning.
Such a big career in front of her. Now, we talked about the new school, Rich, and we talked about, you know, the changing of the guard. Last year, Caroline Marks. This year, Katie Simmers. Can we say there's a new chapter in women's professional surfing?
Yeah, I think it's undeniable now. You know, this is an exciting time. We've got, we saw Erin Brooks over in Fiji just a couple of weeks ago as well. So add her name to the list. Sierra Kerr coming up through as well. So there's so many of these young ladies that are coming up. The future of women's surfing looks absolutely incredible. And yeah, we've talked about the phenomenon on the screen right now. Katie Simmers, the first of many world titles to come for her.
And if you're a young female surfer, Flick, what inspiration we're seeing right now.
So inspiring. And I think it speaks, you know, Katie is authentically herself, and that is very inspiring to see for the younger generation, that you don't need to be anything else but show up and be yourself. And yeah, I mean, it's
I love that. Let's listen in. Toasted media crew going to come through and give the chair up the beach for Katie Simmers. It's a big day for Oceanside, Rich. Big day for O-Side.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? You know, and just can't be understated how many people are involved in this world title. Obviously, Katie's at the forefront of everything, but there's so many people behind her, the shaper, family and friends, the coach, trainers. Such a big support crew, all the sponsors, and they'll feel like this is a win for the whole camp.
Talk about peaking on finals day. 4 excellent scores this season. Today, in a single day, Katie Simmers, 5 excellent wave scores. That's peaking when you need to. And a world title. You can hear the Oceanside chants. I think this is going to be a great interview with AJ and Katie Simmers.
Thanks so much, Kaipo. Katie, you told Strider in the water you didn't have any words. You just see your coach, your entire support squad here on the beach. Has it sunk in yet? While you get your hat on, let's just remind you of one thing. You are now the youngest woman to ever win a world title in the World Surf League. What is the growth that you have seen in yourself and your surfing in this last year?
Oh my gosh. I cannot like put anything into words right now. It's just the whole year like coming together, and it just all came down to like an hour and a half of surfing, and it just seems like all my emotions from the whole year were squeezed into that hour, and I feel like super not real right now, and I'm just looking forward to like hugging all my friends and feeling the love, and I don't know, it's just really great, and I feel like I have so much people who like love me, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just really cool, and I just like have had the best people around me this week, and it's just like that's why I do it, because this like it's just all for my, like, you can look at it that it's all for yourself, or you can look at it like it's just for those people who like support me, and yeah, it's really crazy, and thank you to everyone who supports me, and Oceanside, love Oceanside, 20 minutes down the road. North Jetty, and I don't know.
Well, that's what your dad told me, is that you started out the morning surfing at North Jetty. I want to talk about the way you started the season. Pipeline, you had that iconic win, the line about Pipeline for the girls. Now you're going to hoist the trophy as the youngest woman to ever hoist the world title trophy. How would you sum up this year in your surfing?
Yeah, I think I really had a great morning this morning. I just like surfed North Jetty the wave I surf every morning and tried just to completely tune myself out of what was happening over here, because it's just like I just wanted to go out there and just dance and surf, and I really wanted to just surf how I wanted to surf and not surf like there was so much weight on it, and that I was like, didn't want to be tense in my body, and I just wanted to like relax, and just the best way to do that is just to be like, does not really mean much, but like it does mean a lot to me, because it's just like the whole year coming down to this, but you just have to go out there and dance and surf, and like everyone's here because surfing is so great. Like surfing is just, we're just out there like riding waves, and it's pretty trippy because like there was like 12 minutes left and there was no waves in the whole 12 minutes, and like that could have easily been different. Like there could have been a wave in the last 20 seconds that Caroline got, and I knew 100% that she was gonna get the score. Like I was sure that she was gonna get the 8, so I was like just planning on what I would do on my next wave, because that chick is so crazy, and she's like, literally, I don't know how she does it, but I want to kind of be more like her, because I like was kind of tripping, because it's like if this whole year comes down to 2 heats, and I've had heats where I go out there and I don't get any waves, because the ocean is just, sometimes these heats go by like literally you like, it ends before you realize it's happening. So I just wanted to like go out there and like touch the water and just put myself in the moment and make sure I could see the way, like pick the waves I wanted and do the best I could. And I feel like I'm really proud of myself for doing that today, and yeah.
So Lower Trestles, the best dance partner you could have asked for today, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, Katie Simmers, your 2024 Lexus WSL champion.
There goes Katie Simmers. Katie pulling in, huge backdoor section, and she reappears.
Pipeline for the girls.
The biggest story in 2024 is the youthful movement, but out of that youth, it's Katie Simmers.
Katie's just different, the way she carries herself. She draws different lines.
She's not about the show. She's not about the talk. She just quietly goes on her way with radical surfing.
Katie Simmers has just been a breath of fresh air, bringing a whole new bag of tricks.
I feel nerves so intensely. I don't really show it maybe physically, but it's definitely there.
Lock in with world #1, Katie Simmers, still traveling. One more section, and Simmers just locked up the #1 seed. Let's celebrate your world champion, Katie Simmers.